Welcome to the August 25th meeting of the Buckland Select Board. We have no appointments this evening, so we will proceed to the agenda items. And the first one is the rights-of-way use agreement with Spectrum Northeast LLC. And I take it, Pam, you're going to explain everything about it.
I will do my best.
Okay.
So basically the town of Holly, they do not currently have a provider for high-speed internet. MBI, the Mass Broadband Institute, it's my understanding that there was a grant awarded and Spectrum was the company that was selected to run wire up to Holly. However, they have to pass the wire over 49 poles in Buckland in order to access Holly. So they had prepared an agreement, a rights of way agreement for us, which I did send off to our town council to review. There were a number of concerns that our town council had picked up on, so we've been going back and forth for a period of time, trying to sort through all of the various inconsistencies and changes. At this point, we're down to one last section which pertains to indemnification, and our town council feels very strongly that they need to indemnify and hold harmless Buckland in perpetuity, basically, no matter what, because they've made the assertion that if something happens, you know, say it's a 15-year contract, in year 15 something happens, and 2 years later someone comes back and tries to sue the town because something had happened then, you know, we would still be on the hook for that. So they feel very strongly about that. They said that it's actually a matter of law in Massachusetts that be included in any contracts, and for whatever reason, Spectrum's attorneys are sort of not in agreement on that. So we're going back and forth a little bit on that. But that's really the last piece of it. We were hoping to have this executed tonight because I believe they're supposed to have everything in place by the end of this month so that they can stay on track for Holly to get their
Internet?
internet. So I mean, it's unfortunate that we're sort of in this position because we obviously don't want Holly to, you know, have any sort of setbacks. They've come this far. So I don't know if this is, you know, a situation where you may be comfortable as a board to make a motion to, you know, sign off once, you know, if tomorrow, say, we finally get everything together and we have a contract that town council supports. If you would be willing to kind of make that decision tonight and sign it at a later date so that they can move forward. Again, it's really just that one sticking point at this time. So.
Now, curious, who owns the poles? Do we own all the poles that they're going to use, or
The poles are on our right.
We own the
town
right of way.
but they're EverSource owns or whomever?
Some may be Verizon, some
Yeah,
may be
yeah.
EverSource. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, but they're within the town's right of way.
Anyone have any concerns?
I don't have a problem with that if, once Pam gets the go-ahead and we get her okay, that we, you know, we do
I
it.
would make a motion to approve the Spectrum contract
Pending.
once pending
Yeah.
approval by town council.
I'd also like to add that I have explained to Spectrum that we will not be paying for the legal fees, that that's something that they also need to agree to pay as part of this process, because we're already, you know.
And just add that to Clinton's.
Yeah, I mean, that's something they have agreed to. They have told me that I can, you know, I will send them that cost as well. If there's any concern for that.
So shall I make the formal motion?
I just did.
You
Need a
did.
second.
I'll second it. Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next we have discussion about having a public forum on the Franklin County Technical School buildings, proposed vote that's going to happen October 6th. And I think it would be helpful, you know, the purpose would be to inform people what it actually entails. And at the meeting, the informational meeting they had last week, there were still some lot of questions about the process too, so.
You talked about having a forum in which Larry presents it again, just to local people.
Right, this would be like a forum for voters.
I think it's a good idea
and
because so many
residents of
people in this
Buckland.
town are just like, I'd rather give the money there than, and all kinds of things like that. So I don't think they realize how much, the magnitude. Yeah, they have to be informed.
Or the process. You
Yeah,
know, what
yes,
happens if they
yes.
do this, what if happens if they don't do this, or, you know, he explained it pretty well.
Yeah,
I think, I think we should do something ourselves. And
Definitely.
if other people from across the river wanna come, that's fine too. I don't, it's an open meeting. So what would be a good date to have one?
I would suggest that we try to set something up towards the end of September.
Okay,
Mhm.
Mainly that way there, when the vote comes around, it's still fresh in people's mind,
mhm,
you know, but they also have a week or so to, kind of just, take it in as well.
So you meet the 8th and the 22nd, are your normal meeting dates, if that's at all helpful?
I don't think we wanna do it on a normal meeting
No,
night,
I'm
though.
just more letting you know those dates already are sort of scheduled for you guys.
um, I'm taking-
Maybe like the 23rd or 29th.
I won't be here, I'll be in Taos for the 29th. I will be here for the 23rd, however.
Will give us a chance on the 22nd to discuss it, to make sure we're, how we're
Yeah,
going.
I wanna also
I think
check with Larry
I think-
Langford and make sure
Yeah,
he's
I
available.
think that's a good idea to get it done, and, yeah,
Whether he's available on
yes,
those dates.
definitely.
So we wanna sort of shoot for the 23rd?
The 23rd or the 24th, whichever, I think.
Okay.
And the 24th, I have another meeting that night.
Okay, well, then the 23rd,
Let's shoot for the 23rd then.
yeah.
Also, is there a way we can get this out, Pam? We got to get this out, because it's going to be much like he said in there, the same people come, but not others, and the others that we're
I mean,
interested
I
in.
felt like we had a fairly good turnout for when we had the 2.5 forum.
Yeah, we did,
We
actually.
had a handout at the transfer station, we did Code Red,
We can do the same thing then. We'll
put
do-
it into
yeah.
town news, put it out there as we start having our select board meetings, reminding of upcoming meetings.
Yeah.
Do our,
I think that'd be
do our
fine.
best.
Yeah, if we do that again, I think that'd be good. That was a decent turnout,
Mm-hmm.
so we had, yep, yep.
You're too late for the two-town news.
For our September's issue? Okay.
But the idea, of the transfer station's a great idea.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The 21st is there, unless you beg for them to take it, but I'm not involved with that anymore, so. So tentatively the 23rd, we don't have to do a motion on that, do we? Or- No.
What
okay.
time were you thinking?
6
6 o'clock?
o'clock? Yeah. I like that we meet at 5, but I think that'd be really early
Yeah.
for a lot of people who.
Yeah, okay.
At 6 o'clock. 9.
Who would you like to be in attendance besides the finance committee? Are you interested in anyone from the tech school being there, or is this just a select board?
Well, you would think that a representative to the
Yeah.
school committee would want to be informed. If the tech schools, it's an open meeting, if they send someone, that's fine, but I thought that Larry did a good job of, kind of getting people to talk. It was almost like a college class in a way, the way he was doing it, but would you have him run the meeting, or do I give you?
Probably, because
I
he
would,
sort
I
of
would,
already
since
put
he,
together the
and
slides.
he'll be more comfortable even this time explaining, he's got all the knowledge behind it,
Mhm.
I think so. I think that's, he'd be a good person to do it.
Yeah, well, he has a great slideshow too, so.
Mm-hmm, he did.
Would we offer a Zoom for home, or that's?
We talked about having false cable potentially
Oh,
cover
that's a
it.
great idea.
So that's an option.
Yeah.
Zoom's hard in that big room.
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
people
yeah.
will hear it well.
We've tried it before, and it didn't work.
The acoustics are just not great.
Tin
And the
ceiling,
camera
tin
is
roof.
not great.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
Mhm.
okay. So if you need help with a press release, let me know, like we did last
Mhm.
time. Okay, so,
Yeah, I just think that, as I said, we gotta get it out, or it's gonna be the same people that are gonna show up, and a lot of others are,
or,
if you ask them, they,
we want those who come to be informed.
oh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay. All right, so, documents to sign, we have minutes and warrants.
Mhm.
Did everybody get a chance to look them over?
Yes.
Okay. So I make a motion to approve the minutes for the July 28th meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And I make a motion to approve the following warrants. W 27-04, WP 27-04, W 27-05, and WP 27-05.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good. Passes. Okay, we go on to permits, licenses, and contracts, and I think maybe you could explain these, Pam?
Sure. We sure can. Okay, so you may recall that last winter, late winter, the Shelburne Falls Eagles had approached us with an application to amend their officers as well as their manager. And we had sent everything in to the ABCC. They had checked off both boxes on the form, and for whatever reason, they have now found out that the ABCC only approved their change of manager, not their change of officer. So they've gone ahead and paid again, and that's what the local licensing authority certification sheet is for, the change of officers. And so what I have to do is send the whole packet back into them again, so that they can approve that piece of it.
So this one doesn't have the change of officers
No,
on it,
it's
though.
just Nicholas Brown on it.
Right, but it doesn't list who
It
the officers
doesn't, no,
are.
the form, the application they have shows all
Okay.
of that information.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and they had already presented it to us last year, and we had reviewed it and approved it.
Yeah.
So really, this is sort of just take two. It's the same, nothing has changed, it's still all the same officers. The problem was when they went through the process to change the manager, they realized that they have not updated their paperwork with the state for a number of years. So several of the officers listed have passed, at least one of them has passed away. The other two, they're not sure if they're assuming they've probably passed away, but they weren't able to find information definitively, so they've done like an affidavit, which is what they did last year, same thing. So we're just basically resubmitting all the same paperwork, just for the change of officers. And I do commend them for getting out in front of it now and not waiting until November when the renewals come out. So hopefully we'll get this squared away, and so come November, everything will be good to go.
Okay, all right, so I make a motion to approve the Shelburne Falls Aries application for the amendment change of offices.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 The second one, we actually don't have the documents yet. I put that on there thinking we may. I did send back, the first round of paperwork, and usually sometimes the state is very quick in returning the contract, so I didn't wanna not put it on the agenda and then receive it, yesterday. But we didn't actually get it yet, so that will just be on a future agenda.
Okay.
But maybe you can tell everybody what it's about.
So at the last meeting, we talked about the unpaved roads grant that we received, or might have actually been a couple of meetings ago. We had applied for it, and it is for a new tractor for maintaining our dirt roads.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, next is a letter of hire for a highway department laborer.
I don't know if Larry wants to, as personnel, you were on the personnel committee. to
Yes, I
interview.
was. And,
Do you want to share anything about that interview?
no, it was a good interview. Doug answered all the questions we asked. Anthony's kind of looking forward to having work with him. He recommended him, he'd like to have him, and, much same with me. I think we need to give him a shot. We need a person there.
And the personnel committee was unanimous.
Yeah,
in their
unanimous, yes,
recommendation to
yes.
the board.
Yep.
And yes, like Larry said, we've been down a member since February. So this has been a little challenging this summer because the seasonal, we had one seasonal employee, he has gone off to college. And we also had another seasonal employee who injured himself earlier, not at work, but earlier. So he's sort of been out of commission. So Anthony's been trying to do a lot of work with the crew he has. So this should really help a lot.
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
And the
Before
person,
winter.
and the person he's replacing had retired, isn't
He
that
did
correct?
retire, yes. Yep.
Okay. All right, anybody have any discussion on that, or?
No,
Okay. I make a motion to appoint Douglas Upton as a highway department laborer for an hourly rate of $22 an hour, effective September 14th.
Second.
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion's approved.
Did you do anything on the unpaved roads, or not, did you vote on anything?
No, we didn't.
No.
We don't have the contract yet.
Okay, that's
Future,
what I thought.
future
but-
meeting, yeah.
Okay,
We'll be bumping it down the road.
oh, okay.
Down the dirt road.
All right, items not reasonably anticipated by chair 48 hours in advance of meeting. I don't have anything. Select board member concerns? You have any concerns, Larry?
A lot of them. No, I.
That are town related.
Oh.
Town related, yes.
Have a lot of those too, but
Yeah, yeah. No,
nothing for tonight.
no.
Okay, all right. Town administrators report.
All right, I have a few things. The first is another kind of announcement that we have received another municipal vulnerability preparedness grant. This was an action grant. It's going to continue our work on the Pleasant Brook watershed resilience projects that we've been doing with the last MVP grant that we received. So this time we're gonna be looking at 2 restoration projects along Pleasant Brook, drafting a river corridor overlay protection zoning district bylaw. And we're gonna be receiving, it's a 2-year grant, we're gonna receive $158,800 in FY '27 and $250,000 in FY '28.
Wow.
So this is really good news. We tried last year for this grant and we did not receive it, but this year we were successful.
Is this
So-
your work that you applied for?
I mean, I can't take all the credit for it. We worked, Allison Cornish, who's our climate coordinator for the town, she worked hard on it. We worked with FERCog on it and GZA, who worked with us the last time on putting together the application. So it was definitely a group effort,
So what will it actually do?
So it's gonna be a lot, building on the last project, we're gonna actually have money at this point to do more, surveys, permitting, a lot of, along 2 projects of vulnerability. One is Clesson's River Farm, and the other is down by the Buckland Wreck, where the bank is eroding by the brook. So we have funds now to basically bring in somebody to do some of that survey work and so each phase gets you closer to actually completing the work. You know, it's a little bit here and there. And then also there's parts of this that have to do with public outreach, to do more education on climate change. I believe there's some work with the school, what we've done in the past. Go in and there's some stream tables and different things that are provided as public outreach.
Is it being presented to the Congress? They're the ones that need to
Yeah.
understand, learn about it.
Yeah, so anyway.
Sorry, that was a
That's-
political statement.
That's where we're at for this particular grant. So fiscal '27, fiscal '28. So we'll be signing that that contract soon and moving into that. It's probably right out of September, we'll probably be kicking things off. So it's a pretty ambitious schedule.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. So I've been invited to take place in some meetings for the last few months at the Shelburne Falls Fire Department to talk about emergency medical services. Basically, rural West County is having some challenges. Some towns don't have an agreement any longer with an ambulance service. Holly used to have an agreement in North Adams, and that disbanded. Other services that were based out of Greenfield no longer will come out this way. Even within our own community with Shelburne Falls and Coleraine and Charlemont, who all have ambulances, getting the personnel to staff the ambulances has been a real challenge. So a group of EMS directors have they started out meeting and talking about the feasibility of a regional emergency medical service model for basically it's Charlemont, Holly, Heath, Rowe, Coleraine, Buckland, Shelburne, and Leiden. They've been reviewing different options. They've sort of settled on an option that they feel is the best option, which would be a 24-hour staffed EMS regional model. It would consist of ALS ambulance, which is the advanced life support ambulance. So that'd be a paramedic staffed ambulance. That would be a 24/7 staffed truck, and then there would be a basic level ambulance, and that would be 8 hours a day based on call volume when those 8 hours would be staffed. Then, of course, all of this comes with costs. There's been a lot of discussion about how to split the costs, if it's going to be based just on population, if it's going to be based on the ability to pay, some combination of all of that. And I did give you, so you can just read it at your leisure. It's a large piece of paper with the various scenarios to decide. Basically, Buckland's share would range from about $92,000 to $285,000 a year annually. I think we all know we do not have those kinds of funds. So at the last meeting, I spoke up about the fact that, it's going to be an interesting dynamic for people in Buckland, because we do have Shelburne Falls Ambulance that serves Buckland, and it also serves a portion of Shelburne. So my thought was maybe having a meeting between the Shelburne Select Board and Finance Committee, the Buckland Select Board and Finance Committee, possibly inviting the Prudential Committee for the Buckland Fire District and the Shelburne Center Fire District, along with the commissioners for the Shelburne Falls Fire District, just to get everyone in the room to better understand what this means for our two towns, just because we do already have some services that we're paying for as taxpayers. So that's sort of the next, in my mind, kind of the next step. At some point, it might be nice for one of you to start attending these meetings alongside me, just to understand and hear better what's happening. I'm not sure which one of you wants to do that, really more than one of you could, I suppose. But I think John Taylor and Herb would both be good, to sort of be in that conversation, to explain where we're at, where we think it may go. Are there other things we haven't thought about? What does this mean for the future of our own, EMS situation that we have? So anyway, I'm just kind of giving you.
Used to be with a volunteer fire department, but not now. They have to do all the same thing that to be a full-time firefighter has to do. For example, because Steve checked into it, and he was told by Dennis Anier, who said, no, you have to go for 8 Saturdays in a row or something, and then you've got to go a week here, and you have to do the same type of training, and it's just, how do you do that and still have a job, you know, it's hard.
And that's on the fire side. We're
that's
only talking
upsetting.
about medical
Oh,
at this
okay, okay.
point. But, I mean, I think that you're right. I think on the
Yes.
fire side, this will be the next conversation.
Yeah, it will be,
As you start losing, you know, volunteers and to some extent, what he's saying is that, you know, they are held to a lot of the same standards in
They
terms
are.
of OSHA and
They
training.
are.
And, you know, it is difficult now for the littler towns
It
to
is.
afford, you know, the remediation for the exhaust that comes out of the fire trucks, for example. That's a new standard. There's definitely a lot, and we've been very lucky to have the volunteers we have.
We have.
But many towns are finding that, you know, calls are going unanswered, and
Yeah.
what happens when you are having a heart attack and someone's not.
Coleraine ambulance
able to
that
come.
doesn't even stop. I don't think that ambulance runs all
You
day
know,
long.
we're very lucky to have Coleraine.
We are, because
Sure.
they've got the EMTs that.
But it is a situation, it is something to
Yeah.
have a conversation about, so I just sort of wanted to make you aware of that at this point, and,
Regionalization doesn't necessarily mean you save money.
Correct, that's exactly it.
no. But this is where we're at in the conversation, so I just wanted to share that.
Well, I don't mind, I mean, if Clint's not available, are these daytime meetings?
Yes, typically they're during the day.
Well,
I think a meeting, if we wanted to have a meeting with the other boards or whatever, to sort of have a conversation.
I could probably get out, depends where it is.
It's at the Shelburne Falls Fire Department.
And, yeah, for what, a couple hour meeting?
And it's about 2 hours.
That's no problem, yeah. I leave my mother for 2 or 3 or 4 hours, she's okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I think one of us would be, or more,
Yeah.
would be willing to
I will let
go.
you all know what the next
Yeah.
meeting
Okay.
dates are, as we start talking about this, but, that's pretty much what I have. One other thing that we could add it on when we talk about upcoming, announcements, but the hazardous waste collection, it's once a year, it is coming up on September 19th, and you do have to pre-register for that, so I just wanted to put that out there for anyone who may be watching tonight. Information's on our website, and also the Solid Waste District's website. There's a few flyers that I know Medi has at the dump, at the transfer station, I should say. So now's the time to get rid of that sort of waste. So that's what I got.
Okay.
Any news on the Trail Mountain Road grant?
Nope, nothing yet. I think they said we wouldn't hear until September, so, which is right around the corner.
That was close.
Yeah.
I knew we put in for it.
Yeah,
It
we
was like
did.
Like in May, I think, wasn't it?
June.
Maybe June, yeah.
Yep, right near the end of the fiscal year.
Mhm.
Everything else.
Right. When you weren't busy.
Yep, exactly, yep.
Okay. Public comment? We don't have any public here tonight to have a comment. Announcements and upcoming meetings. So the next select board meeting will be held Tuesday, September 8th in Town Hall. And the state primary election will be held September 1 at 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Early voting has already started, and I couldn't find on our website when it happens, but usually there's a sign outside if you can go in.
Yes, it's actually happening, I think, right now. It happened this afternoon, it happened yesterday. I believe it's under the town clerk's page. You didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it.
I will talk to Alicia tomorrow and make sure
Well,
it's.
maybe I missed it,
front
so
and center.
go check before,
Okay.
before you.
Okay, well, still I can make sure it's, and I guess in that respect, just to also let you know, we are going to be transitioning to a new website, which will hopefully be much easier and more clear for people to navigate, for both us posting things and also for the public in seeing things. So that will be happening next few months. Our old website was no longer, the operating system for it was expiring, so we had to upgrade to this new operating system. Same company, but it's gonna have a little bit of a different look.
Okay, so, I guess I make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have a We really gonna wait till 6 o'clock
Oh,
for sewer? I think?
I missed
5:30.
it. Probably.
What's at 6?
Sewer commissioner meeting,
Mary's with the abatement.
What?
which technically I'm wondering if we're supposed to go into executive session. I know for the Board of Assessors, when you discuss abatements, you have to
Mhm.
go into executive session,
Yep.
so. Probably wait for this meeting to be done and.
Well,